Hello again, everybody. This is David, and I'm with Donna West. You know, I've been a horseman since I was a boy, and seriously for the last 4 years, and I'm learning today that there's still more terms that I don't even know. Donna just told me about a term called parking out, and I frankly had to ask her what's that about and why would we need to know it, and we're going to all get a lesson today.
Okay. This is Breeze. He's an 8-9-year-old spotted saddle horse, and he's here for being herd bound, but when the horses come in for training, we work on a lot of different things. The term parking out, David, was used when the plantation owners used the gaited horses. Gaited horses were developed for the plantation owners that had to ride lots and lots of hours every day. A smooth gaited horse is what we call a gaited horse. And they also taught these horses to park out or stretch out, which means the horse moves his front feet out, it lowers his back, and it makes it easier for the rider to mount because the horse's back is lower, which is great for the rider, David. But the problem is, if you step up and slam down on your horse's back, his back is in a compromised position. So if you're going to teach your horse to park out, you need to be a light mounter in the saddle and sit light. Now, you can use your feet to tap the horse. I prefer to use a little whip, and a whip is just like any other artificial aid. It's not for abuse. It's an extension of your arm. So what we're going to do, if I can get you, David, just to step right over there and see. What we're going to ask this horse to do is not move his hind feet and to stretch out with his front feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my back on you, sorry.
It's okay.
And I'm going to maintain control of his head here because I want to pick his head up a little and push it away and gently tap this foot. And like I said, this horse is just learning. Good boy. And when he moves that foot, reward him. Take the pressure off. Then bring his head slightly to you. Ask for that foot. Good boy. See how he's starting to stretch? He can go a little more. Pick his head up. Good boy. Bring his head to you. Ask. Remember, a cue is something you give to get a response. If you're not getting a response, increase the cue or change it. A little more, Breeze. Good. Make sure those hind feet stay still. Good boy. Now, that's a pretty good stretch for a horse that's just learning, so we're not going to ask him to do more there, David, but that gives you an idea of what parking out is. And when he moves that foot, you need to ask him to get it back where it was. Nope, back foot. And this is good that he's making mistakes. You see how to correct it. Put those back feet where they were. Ask this foot out. Be patient. When you're doing this, if your horse moves his foot at all, even picks it up to start with, that's a good try. This foot, just hang in there, wait for him. You'll get the good. Oh, good. And reward.
You mentioned too how a horseman should sit light. How could a horseman practice how to sit light for a horse like this?
What you want to do, and like I say, this is taught normally to the gaited horses, but you can teach any horse this. What you want to do is when you mount, David, you want to feel like when you sit down, if there was an egg there, you'd crush it.
All right.
So you want to let your legs support you when you mount.
And this would apply mounting in a saddle or also riding bareback?
Yeah, even mounting bareback, you always want to mount nice and easy.
All right.
So I'm going to, excuse me, David, I'm going to let him get out of this position now because it's new for him, and I don't want to ask too much too long.
Sure.
So we let him back into a better comfortable position.
And is this the same technique as when people are putting their horses in pose position?
Sometimes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Different breeds pose differently, like Arabs, saddlebreds pose differently. But this particular thing, parking out, is good for patience. It teaches them to stretch and wait. It's good for mounting. And you can also teach the horse, once you get him, once he understands from the ground, then you can teach him on his back. And those are our farm dogs going to work. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Donna.